inside the camp for FaZe.
This Dallas, that's kind of going to be the philosophy, and it's part of the reason why I think that the Skulls as a stand-in is so intriguing, because we've seen him now get his shot in liquid. Both of those fell flat, didn't quite meet expectations, didn't quite meet up to the potential that we've kind of laid on his shoulders by what his skill set shows that he can be.
Right.
I think coming into a team like this, Kerrigan is going to give you a lot of freedom at this moment, especially here in Dallas, to just play your own game. I think Skulls, his biggest issue, he's got such good skills and talent, but I think he struggles sometimes to know what play is best to make for him to provide impact for his team. And I think he's going to have a lot of freedom here to just go for those plays without having to think too much about it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Kerrigan can get the best out of Skulls at this event. Simple. Looking to try and get the ball rolling early, gets his head torn off by Twist.
It's good kills with the Deagle. One more, and you've kind of turned the corner economically to where this is the nice round for Team Liquid. So dangerous-ish position for FaZe. Round seems firmly in their control, but any more deaths going to be costly moving into the gun rounds coming next. One more smoke for the top of B ramp, so this will get stalled out even longer. Liquid sad as they have to wait behind it.
Twist going for just a random shot through the smoke, hoping he can pick something up, but nothing like that coming his way. 55 seconds, still plenty of time.
If you want to talk about this move as well, you can understand why it's made. You talked about some of the struggles and some of like the emo tweets that have been coming out. It's been 3 months since FaZe has beat a top 10 team. The last time they beat a top 10 team was February 16th. That's back at PGL Cluj-Napoca. That was Maus in a victory there. Since then, we've seen FaZe go from the most exciting team of all time in Counter-Strike, an incredible dominance, an incredible core that can keep their run going as long as possible, to now a team that struggles to compete with the top 10, which is a crazy drop-off, which motivates this need to go into an all-in play and put your hopes on Simple.
Oh, another deal shot, and Unleash is also low, so Twist brings him down, and then suddenly, patience pays off for Liquid. It is frozen 1v3, and this round was not expected to go in the way of Liquid, but they find a way through to B. This is going to be a tough one. Damn, what a shot! Behind the smokes, they just went out, they go to the B bomb site, and they land all the shots required.
Yeah, Twist had 2 nasty shots in that round, gets 3 kills overall, but really it's just sliding forward to provide the opening kill into the B bomb site. Yeah, that one's nice on Simple. Cleans up the low HP player, but this one is hot.
Short Millennium share standing here.
Liquid, who could have, for rather FaZe, who could have kept it so clean. 3-0 was teed right up for them, but Team Liquid bouncing back. They can have an AK over in the hands of a couple of players now as well, and that's a scary situation. Kerrigan winning the fight against Twist.
So takes a dink, but happy for the 4-on-4. Elige, the one to go through jump up, clear out towards Cave and Jaguar. And now man the position that Kerrigan's death abdicated. So for Liquid, it's falling all the way back. Happy with the kill, happy with the presence towards B lane, happy to deny information, and now moving around the map. You could see Nerds over towards the A-bomb site already making his play, doing it a step ahead of the rest of his team, so he can call them over with information.
He's just going to keep going as well. Nerds very comfortable to take the space around the back. Frozen going to have a push down instantly. Not taking the kill.
Yeah, smart play from Nerds as well. Comes in, good spray. That's the bomb site opened up, but still 2 to find.
Yeah, well, the mid fight's so important here. Lige needs to pick them up, and Shuei going down to elbow opens up an opportunity. Nerds is so low on health, still inside of the site.
Look how far away Skull, they
don't have a kit, so this is not going to be around the
It's განსაშინელი მიკროფონია. ეს არის ყველაზე ცუდი მიკროფონი გაიჩერა. რა შეიძლება დაითხრიო. მიკროფონი თვითონ ყურსასმენი კაია, მაგრამ მიკროფონი არ
all these players and organizations, it's almost impossible to keep track of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though, kind of looking into that. All the history between these players.
So many former teammates.
Yeah. How many roads have been traveled together as players throughout different stages of their careers. You know, we're talking almost 10 years ago where Simple was playing in the Liquid team. It was in 2016, right? So it's crazy to think of all the sort of back and forth that we've had over the years between these players.
Yeah, the shared history. Twist stepping into Team Liquid back in 2017 to join Elige and Naf there as teammates and learn a lot from them over the years. Go on to win the Grand Slam, most successful North American team. Now enemies heading into Austin as the major returns to North America. And for now, with the recent acquisition of Shuhei as the IGL, they too looking at this like final chance to get some notes. Yeah. We haven't had a whole lot of time to build the deep playbook, and we got a couple weeks left after this, so let's see what we're working with at this very moment.
Well, FaZe have spoken about the boot camp they have planned after this event as well. They've got the old complexity facility.
The FaZe facility, I guess we'd call it, with the acquisition.
So they now have access to that facility. In Arlington, so that's not too far of a drive away after this event to really get in shape going into the major in Austin.
He wants the ace.
He's
gonna give it up.
Marima, sorry, HP
I know I'd be going for it, but
well, it's a 2 HP.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
he lets
Look at all those rocks.
So much aura, you know who it is without even seeing who's sitting at the desk.
Cool colors. Neo pacing behind the boys.
No, simple ჩასადარი 2-4-ი აქვს. მაგარი ჩოლკით არის არა?
No op yet on the board for either side. Simple on the MP9 Ultimates, the offer for Team Liquid on the AK-47 still, as Liquid's rattled off 3 in a row after winning a third-round Deagle buy.
Here comes Shuhei on the charge out into middle. It's going to be first to go down.
Simple სათამაშო.
Liquid have the opening maneuver followed up by twists.
That's beautiful.
ეხა არ გაჭედეთ მაგრამ
What's going to look like stepping away from that responsibility. Shuhei comes in as a space-taking in-game leader. He plays from the front when he's calling his tactics. He takes 20% of the opening duel, so he likes to get stuck into the action for Team Liquid. And him and Twist have just cracked open this whole map. So FaZe will work themselves into a save scenario. Nerds watching for those pushes to be able to cut that off. But the round is won from Liquid over at the A-bomb site.
Yeah, round's pretty much done before it really even got started.
Actually, simple თამაშობს BizV ესე იგი. ხო, KV-ის არა, KV-ის არა, B-site-ის მოთამაშია. ელიზა და Frozen არიან შუაზე. Simple ამამეთ როტაცია გამოდის, ხო AWP-სიტო. AWP rotation-ია simple.
A feeling that they want to go for the hunt, but Ultimate's been called off. So from here, 4-2, the lead grows. Elige finds a duel against Naf, doesn't want it. Prioritizes the M4, now Liquid growing that number on the scoreboard.
They might repeat it, or they might push A here. Let's do Fnatic.
Jajan is doing it. Elijah.
25, yeah. All right.
Ala შამაინც დააცევა, ხო?
They're going to repeat what they've already put down on the server.
Yeah, it's a glimpse into the mind games
between
the
IGLs
this first time out. Is just understanding what both teams have in their pocket, what they've got in their playbook, when they like to bring it out, and just having that sense, that feel from practicing, from playing against them so many times over the years of getting that vibe of what Kerrigan likes to do, of where he's going to take things on the CT side Ancient. And it's especially hard to do if you're Shuhei and Team Liquid right now, considering the double stand-in situation. So as much as we talk about what guys like Skulls and Simple can bring, we also know that it brings the unknown to their opposition. So there is a little bit of an X factor in that one. So Shuhei's trying to piece it together through this timeout.
Gara ხო ელიზა ვეღარ არის ეგეთ ხოც.
რავი. Here on Ancient after a pistol round victory.
ნახოთ აბა Simple. უცო Simple გავწუროთ, რავი. რომ მერე მეტი ითამაშონ რა მათმა FaZe-მა, რა თორე ხარო წააგონ.
Early on, Neo having a conversation with the referees, the admins. Something not one that takes
ბიჭო ის რა ბრენდის ისაცვია თე. ეხლა ბოლოს FaZe-მა სურათები გადაიღეს, რა ბრენდია იქ?
Dude, it's every single time we come to some sort of exciting storyline. Last year, obviously,
with the
G-Stu storyline.
Yep.
That's why I've bought into the Simple idea, you know? It's like Dallas has always got some magic going on. So I'm like, all right, this is it.
Okay.
This is how it's going to go down. Simple's going to make it. But so far, not so good to kick this map off. But they're just getting warmed up, Jason.
Yeah, it just started first map and first map of the series
first
as well.
Official as well.
Actually, FaZe ჭირდება განახლება რა ყველა ვარიანტში.
If it's just Simple, then fair enough. But you've also
Reina, არა ბიჭო, Reina მაგარია მაინც თავის საქმეზეთო.
Yeah, I mean, it puts
Ისა
more
როგორ
responsibility
წავიდა
on his
FaZe და რა
shoulders. Kerrigan
კაი
probably comes into the match, this match thinking, you know, actually, it'd be interesting to talk to him. One of two ways, right? You either come into the match and say, you know, we got 2 standards. This is basically a full-blown
რობზა თავის
I'm
საქმეში
going
მაინც
to put way more
მაგარია რა.
focus into fragging and creating opportunities and creating things on the map. The other one is to say, it's a full-blown pug. The only way we're going to win this is if I just focus everything on keeping this ship organized and steered in the right directions. So as the IGL, you have the option of going either way. I would imagine Kerrigan, with Rain missing, his long-time right hand.
That goes down. It's going to be Frozen opening things up.
აუ ელიზა რა საყვარელი კაცია.
Mid-fight goes the way of FaZe as they climb up.
იცი ვის გავს? არ მაქვს ერთ ფილმი ნანახი, მაგრამ ბეჭდების მცანებელში რო არის. ყურები რო აქვს ძელი.
He's going to hit the pause button and Twist still searching towards B ramp. They've been finding quite a bit of success around here, Team Liquid.
This round quiet. No real engagement from Cave. No smokes down, no Molotovs. FaZe with 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Only a pair of smokes remaining, held by the players. So what's left for Team Liquid in the 4v5 is a B execute. Smoke's going to go up. They'll start creeping up the ramp. Good counter nade chunks him down before it begins, and here's the thrust.
Yeah, under 1 minute left on the clock, and the acceleration is here for Team Liquid, but stopped at the door by Kerrigan. Simple teed up by the distraction, and it's 3 from Simple.
Whoa, he
that round perfect from FaZe.
Oh, she got სამი კაცი.
Don't give him the duels that you lost previously. Kerrigan over and
ისე რომ
Jaguar,
ითამაშეს,
players
წეს
lying
ტოპ
over and
1 აიღოს.
Rouge early on in the
არ
previous round to
შეუძლებელია,
aggressive
მაგრამ.
plays. Don't give them those fights. Make them come into you, especially in the 5-on-4. Force them to make the play. Nice and easy for Simple. And FaZe back within 1.
არა, აუპეს არის
AWP has made a sighting in the hands of Ultimate.
როტაციაა სიმპლა. ენქორი არ არის.
Going through the flames, Shuei wants to try and split mid with his teammates, so he throws that smoke down onto the molly.
Skuzაზე უკეთესი ვერ იპოვეს ვერ ამიტომ.
Kerrigan being a bit of a nuisance, just rattling a couple of shots to Shuei, taking some of his health away. Twist and Shuei looking to overrun inside of Jag, and they've taken it with a grenade. So Kerrigan retreats before he gets caught in an awkward fight. He'll be playing just around the corner inside of Cave. Confirmed to Team Liquid now.
აი ხა სიმპლა რო ყავს საიდზე ჩემი აზრით ცოტა.
Oh, damage done, but not enough to bring down the mighty Elige. He's going to fall back into the A site.
Good shot from Ultimate. Forces the defense back, now gets a position in red room to cut off this shift. Sees the elbow, Simple slides into it next. Elige, he does double up. Ultimate gets pulled back into the shot.
Yeah, Elige is dodging death from the AWP multiple times in this round so far. Under a minute on the clock, 4v4.
აუწიე,
Liquid have shown a level of comfort at hitting the pause button so far. Kerrigan is the player designed to deal with this threat.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to sit still for long in a strong position like this. So let's see what Shuhei calls around it. You can either use him as a pivot piece and get 3 players together to attack either A or B and have him in the middle to lurk. You can use him as the instigator if you'd really like. Getting a little peeky. Into Donut we go. So Twist lurking the B bomb site. Shuhei and Naf to finish at the A site and Nerds to play off his teammates.
And the player they've got a challenge on A has pushed into A main. And it's Elige low HP. Twist making the solo play into the B bomb site, trying to keep attention there, but Elige knows. He knows the bomb's going down, and so he stops it, and he gets back around that corner. This is going to be tough for Shuei. He's under so much pressure. His teammate needs to cover the peak. The dink comes in. Shuei putting the bomb down, but can't get away. Well played from Elige in this round. Dodges a lot of dangerous situations and is able to keep his team comfortable.
And another really good round where FaZe, they don't actually put themselves in position to lose anyone early on. Much like the previous round, they're saying, we're not going to take these early engagements, these early fights in the first 20 seconds. We're going to chuck out our utility. Maybe we'll get some chip damage. Maybe we'll tag you up a little bit at elbow, but we don't want those fights. We'll let you play the round out. 2 rounds in a row now. FaZe have just been passive. And Team Liquid hasn't been able to find the gap in the defense.
Well, Nurse has some sort of issue with the headset, immediately ripped it off.
But
Elige could have went down a couple of seconds into the round, right? He takes damage to the wall and Donut to the AWP, but then he rotates around to red. He gets into A main. His awareness and just perfect positioning throughout that round keeps FaZe comfortable right to the very end.
I mean, he knows he's got to make a play at some point, and he's gathering all the information of what his teammates are calling out. He knows he's spotted some presence in middle, and he's at a point where he knows he can't really hold on to Donut the way it needs to be held on to with that HP, so backs off, takes the educated guess to push in towards A main. It means he doesn't really need a whole lot of support from his teammates because he's in a safe position, so they can be a little bit more eyes on red room where player was lurking, and gives them the options to play as the plant goes down. So tech pause at 4-4. I don't know if it was me like looking into it. The Twist interview coming into this game, it felt like he's at the point where he's tired of hearing like bad things about Ultimate, right? Like the question from Frey was like Ultimate, he's been struggling recently. I felt like Twist was a little quick to defend his boy, which obviously makes sense.
Oh, that's a good thing. Shielding your players as the leader of the team, and Ultimate. I think it's just with the expectations that were set because of his first performance. That immediately set a standard that he has to try and meet every single time, and I think that's been the problem for Ultimate. Is he started so strong.
Yeah, there is that. You know, I don't think he's actually been playing all that bad recently. I think he had that rough downturn. I think he's turned the corner on it. We're not getting that like initial glimpse of Ultimate like we got in the first 2 months. But how could you expect something like that?
I think there's been a lot of offers to our history that kind of had that explosive start where maybe the teams you're playing against don't know your style or aren't flashing you as much. I think Torzy got away with that in his first couple of events too. And then he started to have a little drop off when Dexter was in the team. He was able to recover it and turn it around, but you know, we have seen multiple offers, I think, have such strong breakouts and then have to recalibrate as time goes on.
Well, especially if you just like, keep the lens on like specifically Liquid, I feel like more than any other org, there's been like these high potential offers coming through that all are just like a letdown, like never reach that potential. There's like a list of them that all went to the Liquid organization.
All right.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one exception of the rule. But yeah, I mean, you've had OC, I think.
But you know,
he came into Liquid as a rifle.
But he did take the op away from the opera at the time.
ორი უკრაინელი მაინც უნდა ყავდეთ დაბიტა და ერთი ვანდერფულა და მეორე ავაპეშში მოიყვანენ უკრაინელს.
Cower in the corner.
It was Kusta.
Was Kusta there?
It was Kusta at the time.
Damn.
That was DreamHack Malmo when he did that. 2016, right after the Columbus major.
I try and surely was there at some point as well.
He was on the team, but he wasn't
opping. Okay.
Well, yeah, something like that.
It's a long time ago. A very long time ago. Which is kind of crazy to think about.
I think he was out of the team. He got pulled back for the major, and then he was out of the team again afterwards. It was all convoluted.
Very convoluted. But something I was realizing this morning, just it's crazy, is it's been nearly 4 years since Simple won the major in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Like that just feels like yesterday, but it was such a long time ago, and you know, it hasn't really been in a position to feel good about it over the last couple of years. You know, it's really sad to have seen a player fall off so quickly, and I think we're all, as a Counter-Strike community, are sitting here just wanting him to come back, especially in a world in which we have Donk, we have Zaiwu, we have Mausy, like, such an incredible thing, but it's such a hard world to see happening in the fairy tale way.
I mean, I'm just like on the pause button, really. Like, I want to see what he does at the major. Like, that's the one I'm looking for Simple to get an indication for sure. But there's no doubt Counter-Strike in the scene and the esports scene would be healthier and better if we had a competitive Simple into the mix, added into the mix, and helping revitalize an organization like FaZe. That'd be very, very cool. You know what I like about this whole just since it's tech ball seems to be going on, so I'm gonna go into podcast mode. We have this whole idea around IEM Dallas this year as kind of like the boot camp to the major, since it's coming in 2 weeks. It's like teams get their final look at what they're going to look like, what they need to work on. Back in the day,
okay, here we go.
Back in the day, we're going way back in the day. We're rolling back the years massively. We're going back to like the early 2000s.
All right.
When Counter-Strike was nothing but a young video game in its infancy.
Back
around then. We started hosting these Counter-Strike World Championships here in Dallas at the Hyatt here in downtown Dallas for a number of years, where all the European teams, all the North American teams would meet up, 128 team, open bracket, open sign-ups. We just party in a, just a giant BYOC set up in a conference. Before all those World Championships, there was always a pre-event. We had a very similar like boot camp kind of event 1 week before the CPLs began with the World Championships. They were called like Lethal Gamerlands, They had a curse to them. Getting knocked out early from the CPL. They would go in, they would beat all the top teams, they'd beat all the favorite teams, they would look great, and they'd go to the actual tournament itself and they'd get annihilated.
So what you're telling me is whoever wins Dallas is not winning the major.
When Vitality win Dallas, there's going to be a curse placed upon them that they have no idea what's coming.
All right, well, everybody make note of that. We come back to that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, we'll revisit that one.
Well, Simple was talking about how he's missed competition a lot, especially playing in front of the crowds. And I mean, that's obviously what every player wants to be able to do, but Simple especially known as a showman throughout his career. And
dude, you want to know how good Simple was in CSGO? Is he eventually got to the point where he's given interviews where he's almost just, he's like saying things like, it's actually just boring playing Counter-Strike. Like, I'm actually trying to do things that excite, you know, I don't just think about what's going to win me the moment. I'm thinking about what is going to get people on their feet and screaming and going crazy. Like, the guy just was so
bring
good.
Entertainment value.
Yeah, he got to play a different game. He's like, not only am I going to beat you, but I'm going to look good doing it. I'm gonna make this stylish.
Well, there's his team history. He was a Hellraiser for a while, then he flipped sides, and then decided to go back to Hellraisers again. And Team Liquid, what a time that was, what a cultural impact
Team history, Hellraiser, flip side, Hellraiser, Liquid.
Kind of forget about Falcons. And FaZe. Maybe this is the beginning of a new story, a new dawn, a new day.
Some of these
other rosters are, but yeah, certainly stepped into the Falcons jerseys a couple times to help him out with a few events, and now doing it with FaZe as the major turns the corner.
Another interesting part about this is, like, obviously the Simple move, the standing was Simple as the headline move, but the Skulls one is pretty exciting for me too, because 1 year ago Skulls was playing for Liquid, right? And now he's been on Furia, and now he's playing for FaZe. So Skulls has kind of had a journey over the last year and 3 different organizations. Well, first day here on FaZe, but he's a player that has quite a lot of potential, Jason. We see glimpses of it. We see these moments, these breakout performances here and there, but something just doesn't seem to be fully clicking. And if there's someone to get the most out of him, with some time,
yeah. Good for this one tournament where he's playing underneath you, but the question for Skulls is always going to be, he's now had a chance in 2 top teams in Liquid and Furia. Who's going to give him that third one? Is it worth the third one? We know the skills are there, but have we seen enough progression from his first 2 opportunities to make him feel like he's ready for a third one? Excuse me. That's the question. I'd like to see. I think he's a talented player. I think he's really skilled. As I mentioned earlier on, I think his biggest thing is understanding what plays he has available to him to have impact for his teammates. That's where I see most of the time it seems like he gets lost without having map-changing rounds. You know, very good if the action comes to him, struggles sometimes to bring the action to his opposition. So we'll see where he ends up after this one, but obviously a good showing here is going to help out. He's 6-3 at the moment, had a very good clutch in the pistol round.
Yeah, we'd love to give you more information around the ETA when we'll return live to the action, but we don't have that at the moment. So as soon as we get that information, we'll pass it on to you guys at home.
I saw Nerds put on his headset. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, that is.
That's usually a good sign of some kind. Oh,
well, he's got told off.
Yeah, get him shushed.
So we've got information that is in fact a network issue, which those seem a little scary sometimes, Jason. They can either be quick fixes or a little bit.
And Yanko's not here. We got nobody to hustle down into the back mainframe room.
But maybe he's done it because he's like in the sky right now, you know?
True. He lands in Dallas shortly.
He's slowing it down. Yeah, but hopefully we get this one resolved quickly. IEM Dallas, though, it's been every year I get excited about Dallas. It's one of my favorite competitions of the entire year, Jason, because I think when the fans come in the weekend, they just have such a great time. The chants are great. That's where Apex is maybe not a fan of the origin of the chants. It's with love. It's with love.
Let's go.
Yes, that's how I normally.
Yeah.
4-4, the network difficult thing to resolve has been fixed. So thank you to the referees, thank you to the IT staff, thank you to everyone involved. We're underway, round 9. Let's go.
That we do the same thing. That was what we heard before the timeout. So let's see if he still remembers that. As we get into round 9, Twist goes back into the common position. We've seen him in throughout this half so far. Just taking this cave control through Jag.
Yeah, but remember, FaZe has, I mean, in these last couple rounds that FaZe have won, bringing this back from 2-4 to 4-4, they've gone passive. They haven't been giving those swings to Twist. They haven't been giving him the fights at the aggressive positions. They're watching you take space, holding onto utility, delaying, making things disjointed, and messing with your timings. And that's what Liquid has to get around right now. All 5 players towards B lane. Feels like it's going to be a B set piece eventually, but they desperately want that cave control.
Yeah, I want to block the info of the red player as well. At least it's just gathering info that there's no one in mid. And so when that smoke comes up, that'll force him to change his position and try and bolster the A defense a little bit. lengthening his rotation time.
There's a smoke and a Molotov being held by FaZe this whole time. So as soon as utility comes up over the wall, I mean, Kerrigan has an option. Does he want to drop the Molotov, or does he call for Skulls to drop the smoke over towards ramp? You got Simple's op now out in the open, so it changes. Maybe you want to prioritize the smoke over towards cave. Skulls trying to figure this out right now. Peeking for information. Sees nothing, now knows.
Well, I know everybody's excited. Simple's got the op in his hands right now. Let's see what he's able to do with it as the play is coming towards it. Skulls, he's got the first pick here. Shuei going down. And Twist is severed off from his teammate, but Simple stepping around the smoke. It's going to be one. Can he hit the second? Yes, he can. Quick flick before being brought down. So 2v2 thanks to Twist and Nerds. Alicia's made the rotation in. Close by, applying pressure towards Nerds on the site. That Molotov's going to come off the angle, yeah, and with the AWP, not the greatest weapon, but he's going to use it to perfection on that peek out. Alicia going down, and Frozen to try and win this alone. Twist will wait inside of the cave. In fact, he's pushed out now. He's looking for that peek. Looking for that fight as he goes to default.
Oh, the reposition. He's going to think he's in cave still.
Yeah, this is a great reposition. Now Frozen steps deep enough to dodge it, missed shot. And Twist not biting, not moving. Frozen's going to check into his cave, and it's a perfect reposition to wrap around the back. And Twist with some crucial kills to give Team Liquid the lead.
And that's a really god-tier round from Twist as well. He had some tough decisions to make throughout that round. He's buddied up with Shuhei over in cave, who's working his way around that smoke. And Twist had to make a decision whether to follow him through or play for a cleaner fight. And Simple does great work. Double kill here. This second one snappy through the smoke as the hole gets blown open in it. But still, Twist at the end of the day is the last one alive to shut down Frozen. Beautiful wraparound in the bomb site, and it's 5-4.
Well, still a really good buy for FaZe. They'll still have the AWP out for Simple. Here comes Nerds. One of the world's best elbow players on the T side. And Simple being dynamic in his positioning. He's now over towards Donut. He's going to go for that kill on Shuei. We've got Frozen nade out. Twist nearly taking him down, but Nades will drop at his feet and slow them down. It's not necessarily the greatest molly there either. There's a massive gap they could have exploited, but Liquid decide not to use it.
Oh, great to see Simple's name fill in the kill feed now that he's got the AWP in his hand. Couple of good rounds with it so far. Late utility down elbow and Donut. And that signature shake as well after the shots come in as Elige gets in towards the cutout. Oh, timing as they run through the smoke. It's not going to be a kill for Elige. Damage done. Simple will finish off NAF and drop back into the cover of the Donut. And that's the bomb as well. They're called out, so a moment to breathe for FaZe as they know Liquid is nowhere near attacking a bomb site and objective. Ultimate and Twist to step forward towards Red Room. Nerds is low, so he's past the off to the supportive element. Ultimate's going to get one and almost two. Kerrigan forced back.
Yeah, needs to retreat so low, but look at this play from Frozen. Pulled off by Nerds, who's doing some great work in the AWP in back-to-back rounds. Now we got Twist crossing into the open. Nades in hand, yep. Kerrigan's going to take him down. 35 seconds remaining in the round as Ultimate bails out. Nerds trying to make space towards the B-bomb site. He's going to realize it's clear.
Oh, he's made a lot of space, but how much room does he want to build behind that Molotov? Does he want to try and swap over with the AWP? Risky in the open, big kill, and he's no.
He didn't take it, too slow. Couldn't see him over the flames, perhaps, from his own POV, but unable to release the shot, and now Ultimate caught in the open. Damn. Great reaction, great shot. And now it's Kerrigan, low in HP, trying to win this 1v1. Taking his time.
Cardigan's kitty out. The default is for me.
It's not for Ultimate at long.
Takes a step into the open. Checks down towards CT. Does not see Kerrigan. Eyes on the cave. Kerrigan now arriving. Ultimate. Oh, Kerrigan looks away, and Ultimate gets the clutch.
That was all timing though from Ultimate because Kerrigan's looking in that direction. He's very fortunate that that swing came at the perfect moment as Kerrigan looks away because his focus was over towards cave as well. So an extended, no information 1v1 goes the way of Ultimate and Team Liquid. And that means their lead gets extended once again to 2. It's 6-4 on T-side Ancient.
He's going to
The rest of his teammates have been unable to convert it into a round victory.
I mean, you got to say, great read from Nerds in that situation with the AWP brought down to 12, understanding where the follow-up push might come from. The Donut and the A players are unaccounted for, catching Frozen trying to make a late flank. What a great read and a tough round to let slip away if you're FaZe.
Yeah, now the money is gone as well, so gotta save going into the next one. And we've got Team Liquid starting to wrestle control of this first half. Win this one, they leave the half of a lead at a minimum 7-5.
Dang, that's what happens when you get your analyst as a coach. He's got post-it notes, he's got stacks of papers, he's got highlighters.
He's got everything.
He's putting together a whole report.
A stationary store. DeMars DeRover, one of the greatest coach names we've got, I think.
It is powerful.
DeMars DeRover.
Plus
it's like he's got like a weekly planner down there as well.
Dude, some people some teams they have notes with like pictures, you know, to keep people sort of interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, nice color organized.
That's great.
This is so good. Tables.
Another tech pause, so we'll chill for a little bit. As Neo looks on, a quick smile. I think so far, I think, FaZe hasn't we haven't seen that FaZe coming together that feels like they're gonna pop off and like retake this map and kind of close things out. It's still gonna be a grind in a battle, but I don't think you can be too disappointed in what it looks like with two stand-ins at the moment, with Simple and Skulls playing for FaZe. A weird scenario to be in.
Yeah, it's been pretty stop-start too. In the game, which can be quite disruptive when you're trying to get the ball rolling.
Take this moment as well to congratulate Rain for the new little raindrop.
The new raindrop, yeah.
The entire reason Skulls is here, Rain expecting a second child, so congratulations to him. Enjoy the fun, the festivities.
And the sleepless nights.
Probably having a little bit more fun than Nerds, who's looking like he's going to break his fingers with him crossed during this tech process. He's got him locked in. Naf, as always, might as well be Naf.
He looks neutral.
Yeah, he looks chill.
Well, so far, I think the early... everyone's come in to watch. It's simple to be able to perform. And so far, you know, the AWP has been out a couple times, and both times he's made it look good. Yeah,
he's not looking terribly rusty. He hasn't been challenged or put in any kind of a situation where he needs to create a miracle for his team, but he's hit everything that's come his way. You know, not looking at it and saying, ooh, that's a miss you don't expect. I think he's been solid.
Now, there are a lot of players who, a lot of viewers, because of how long ago it was that Simple was actively performing, there's new viewers, and they're a little bit unfamiliar with the fact of the Simple shake. I've seen people sort of talking about that already. It's like, oh, he's shaking a little bit. Is he nervous? See what's happening here? It's like, no, that's kind of been a feature of Simple. Throughout his career, he'll have that little wiggle, a little shake at the end.
Yeah, think of it like nostalgia. You see that, you just feel like home.
Yeah, there's a couple of players over the history of Counter-Strike they've had a shake. KRB, probably the most prolific, I would say.
Yeah, there was a Source player who was known for it. Pex was his name. The shaky shake.
The shaky shake. That's not bad.
It's a reference for all you North American Source players still out there in the wild.
All 5 of you, maybe? That's a pretty ambitious number as well, I think. There's a little shake you see right at the end.
Oh, that's a shake.
FaZe up.
He's having fun with it at least. Yeah, he's hanging out.
Looks pretty chill.
I mean, no reason for him to be. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for him to be super stressed, right? Like again, you come into this. We know FaZe has a very long multi-week boot camp coming in right after Dallas. So I think if you're Simple, you're kind of coming in, getting a feel for everyone, getting a feel for the team. You'll start putting some basic things in place, but the real work gets done during that boot camp. So for now, it's just kind of grind back. Oh, what are we doing? Test and mice mid-game?
Yeah, we got multiple mice. It's kind of interesting.
I was using teammates. Yeah, he's like, oh, I do play like that. It's nice.
It's a nice way to it, but
it's not my style, but you know, it's nice.
A lot of grip tape. You a grip tape gamer?
I have some on my mouse right now, but it's mostly out of laziness.
Yeah, the problem is I noticed the glue can start leaking out a little bit sometimes if you're a sweaty gamer. It's kind of gross.
I tried the glass pad for a while, a glass mouse pad.
Yep.
Because I'm a big fan for whatever reason. That too is a little bit difficult on the hotter days.
Ugh, slippy and slidey.
No, sticky.
No, sticky.
You get that forearm stick into the glass mat, and then you just can't use it.
Well, Nerd's waking himself up. Naf falling asleep.
No, that's Naf awake.
Relax.
That's energetic Naf.
He's like, oh, I'm really hyped for this.
This is about the peak you get out of someone like Naf.
I'm so excited for this Liquid FaZe game today. Thrilled. All right, we've got the network issue at the moment, so it's back.
It is. It is indeed.
Liquid since Shui joined. It's been a little while. The first run was not impressive, but I think we were kind of expecting that.
And I mean, that was like, what,
Still
3 or
up,
4, maybe 5 days after Suhei joined, so like that was always going to be a rough one, so we can kind of forgive that to a certain extent, but Liquid back at Melbourne made it all the way to the quarterfinals. 2-1 loss to the Mongols there in those quarterfinals, but they had some, they took some big steps along the way. 2-1 against Navi, 2-1 against First Pro, 2-0 against MIBR. And that was about their run. They lost to Vitality in the group stage as well. But second outing for sure better. And it's cool. We're in like the era of like the IGL resurgence, where it's like we have all these experiments of teams kind of going away from an IGL, making a player kind of take up that responsibility.
Realizing they wasted like 6 months.
You've got Hooksy back, now you've got Shuhei in the place of Twist,
isn't it?
and both those teams hit playoffs like the first time back.
Hooksy's back in the grand finals, love that. So hopefully that's a
IGL's everywhere rejoicing.
Yeah, IGL stock is up, and we are ready to go back into the game as the network is back up as well. 2 rounds left in this half. FaZe looking to tie things up. Going to be difficult to do so given their bye in this situation. We're looking at 2 MP9s, a Deagle in the hands of Simple, and P255-7. So not pretty. Here's Twist going into the A main play. There's aggression on the CT side. Simple detected first. Pushing towards him. And in terms of having a quick round, this is one of the fastest.
Yeah, it really is. Twist doesn't fall prey to the trap. Instead, it's Ultimate who gets sold down that river, but no issues after the fact. Final round of the first half, round 12. And FaZe going to scrape together what they can with this bye. Simple on the op, leading the way for FaZe at 10-8.
სამი გუნდი გადის play-offs. პირველზე გასული მიდის პირდაპირ ჯგუფში, პირველზე გასული პირდაპირ მიდის იმაზე Crosshair ლანზე და ორი თამაშობს play-offs.
They haven't been able to convert any of them into round victories. They've got the AWP out one last time here in the first half. They're going to send Ultimate up on the boost, and Simple's gone. So straight away, Ultimate's going to win that fight, and Twist is not going to slow down. In fact, he speeds up through the fire, through the flames, straight through the head of Skulls, and we've got the site taken here for Team Liquid.
Oh, and aware of the possibility of K, but Kerrigan pushes through the Molotov. Beat the timing. Now he's got to pick that up, and he will. Now through the smoke, Nerds adds one more, and that's the half, because Frozen's got a 1v3.
Yeah, it's going to be such a difficult situation for him to be able to pull this off. Frozen through the cave. And Team Liquid, a lot of B site success throughout this first half as they keep FaZe to just 4 rounds.
Dicha da ismi Dicha da короче mix команда ამბია. არა, ისრაელის ping-სა და კომანდა არ ეყოლება, მაგრამ Flames-ას მაიქნება ის თუშანა თუ ვიღაცა რო. დათო შვილი ეყოლა რეინესთან მაგით. ო ელიზა რა მელოდია. გარა ვიტალიტი არ ვიცი, ვიტალიტის თამაშია ფოტოშოპი სამის მე. იმას ვერ ვთქვა, ვიტალიტი თამაშობს სამის მე ჩინელებთან და მე იმას ვფიქრობ, იოსუკეს რომ დაიმატებს ფალკონს ვინ გააჩერებს მე. ინტერნეტის ბრალი იქნება სავარაუდოდ უტყვიები არ რეგისტრირდება. ესე იგი ის გაქვს, ლოსები გაქვს რა. დაიხარეთ. Ragazzinec, agib. Ყველა ძველი ვიტალიტეტი ჯობია. Եկե հայզիսկան։
Everyone's talking about Simple being back, but for Team Liquid, it's another day in the office, putting this new lineup, this new in-game leader in gear, helping him get the team in shape as the major is right around the corner. But today, they can play spoiler to that Simple debut in a FaZe jersey, a FaZe tracksuit. They're up 8-4 in Ancient as we switch sides.
What a nice tracksuit it is, Jason.
It is a nice tracksuit.
Looking real cool, looking real fly. Aura is the word being thrown around these days.
It was the talk of the studio yesterday. Everyone's like, oh, you see those new tracksuits?
I was asking, where can I buy one?
I've never seen so many people interested in tracksuits.
Yeah, tracksuits are pretty awesome. And so is Twist with that headshot. Simple to respond there with a P250.
The P250. All right, Nerds, here's the footsteps, jumping across over to Red Room, going to call that out. Nobody's home quite yet. Shuhei turns from the B bomb site to keep eyes on it, but he's alone. Covered by the smoke for the moment, but that will fade eventually.
Here's Simple, P250 again, looking to strike towards CT. Not able to chime in with it. We hit the pause button. There's so much time left in the round. The smoke is going to fade away. Frozen gets caught, blinded in the corner. Simple to trade it out again. Is there anything else from the Simple P250? The answer to that is no. Is Team Liquid 3-2 up on the player count. Bomb goes down inside of B. At least confirming a force buy for the next round here for FaZe, but they have a chance to close this. Skulls and Karrigan. No, just Skulls. As Naf just drive by.
Damn.
Skulls to respawn. One quick Glock kill. He goes into the smoke, realizes some aggression required, and Ultimate is aware of that possibility, and will close him out with the pistol.
Yeah, that virtually becomes an impossible clutch for Skulls once that smoke clears. There's no way to get out of it. You know, everywhere he can possibly go. Nice pistol round from Team Liquid. I think Frozen got blinded by Simple's flash. Somebody's flashing Red Room. I think chucks it out towards CT.
Yeah, Frozen. I was pretty random.
Frozen's just full blinded. Yeah. Maybe it was a CT one, but I'm pretty sure Simple threw. I could be wrong. 9-4. And Team Liquid have a commanding lead now. Rifles being picked up by FaZe out of the plant. AK-47 on Simple. Galil on a leash. Tech-9s and Deagles to surround those two rifles. But FaZe Clan don't want to give things up just yet. Remember, this is with a pistol round victory in the first half for FaZe as well. Got reversed in round 3 with Deagles, but haven't had success once Liquid's rifles have come out into the field.
No, hasn't quite clicked yet. Naf gonna be waiting for the B attack. It's already around the corner. Skulls is pushed into his default. Simple is gonna take one kill on the AK. Unleash to follow up. Great work from Shuhei to keep the trades coming until Simple gets traded out by Twist. So bomb plant secured here for FaZe. But again, a 2v2. At least half the health is gone here for Twist. So that does make the Deagle even more deadly to the body shots. Tech-9 trying to get involved in fights. Karrigan just standing and drooling and laying down the one. The Tech-9, they're so low. He's run out of bullets. He gets around the corner. Can Karrigan pull this off against Nerds? Yes, he can. Nerds reloading, trying to jump to cover. And Karrigan's going to try and hype them up with that early round win here in the second half.
I think Nerds and Twist are going to be looking at each other like, what the hell?
What was that?
My gun didn't work. I had rubber bullets this whole time. They missed everything against that Tech-9 and Deagle. These were really awkward engagements. Not able to find all. Thought he got the kill early. Couldn't switch over. Karrigan's able to clean it up, but that is a pretty ugly 2v2.
Well, a lot of personalities in the FaZe camp now.
I could get on board with the Karrigan Simple bromance.
Yeah,
I think I could be into that.
That could be really fun.
That could be like a buddy comedy.
Well, they give us some great memorable major finals against each other. Now on the same squad, we've been wanting to see that for many years in Counter-Strike. Imagine a world in which Karrigan gets to play with Simple. Well, we've got it. And now we'll see if they can take the opportunity from the last round and really roll with a comeback, but that's not a good start.
The Deagles would have wrecked him in the first half as well, remember, so be careful the rest of this round phase. Still very recoverable. Good advanced position from Elige over in Red Room. So Frozen, Skulls, and Kerrigan to figure out what to do next. Shuhei's going to start pushing down, wants to investigate. Shadow spotted, and they bail out of the fight.
Get away. Get back to safety. It's being watched by Twist, who's got an M4, so not an easy duel for Elige. No, but he's still going to win it. Takes a lot of damage, but wins the fight. Crucial kill. Here comes FaZe into the B-bomb site. Deagle ready, but not able to get much done. Yeah, good job from FaZe. Just a little bit of patience. Kill elsewhere on the map, and you re-aggress into the B-bomb site. All of a sudden, that stack is elsewhere. They were trying to find the winning move, going for a long flank. Frozen handles two, ultimate the last remaining. Yeah. And I think saving... Well, there's not a whole lot else to go for. No, there isn't. You don't got any money, so you might as well back off. Yeah, take it, roll with it. And we now look at FaZe going to 6. It would have been a disaster if they lost this round, so good recovery after losing the opening kill. And maybe, just maybe, this is the first couple of steps to a comeback. Yeah, it's feeling that way. Feeling like if FaZe can build this T side into something, you now have the economic advantage with this kind of a win. Might be able to pile on some rounds early and keep this close back and forth. 9-6. Buys coming in for both teams. Well, mostly just for FaZe. It's Liquid with the saved Galil and an upgraded Deagle. Yeah, and Naf earned it. The Naffers know what he can do. Let's see what he can get done with a little Deagle and a Galil. So it should be a nice, comfortable round here for FaZe. It's a pretty good map for Team Liquid as well, Ancient. One they've recently started having a little bit more success on. They obviously put some work into it heading into IEM Melbourne. They played it. I keep saying Melbourne, and I'm so scared of the Australian reaction. Legacy. I'm so scared when Chad gets in. He's just going to be like, how are you saying this word? Yeah. Melbourne. They clearly put plenty of effort into Ancient going into Melbourne, and it's paid off. You know what, Jason? We're in America. You don't have to give a shit what Chad You're right, Dinko. I can say whatever I want. You can say it the American way. Yeah. Anyways, they went 3-1 on it with some solid wins. A good one over Navi and Virtus Pro. Lost to the Mongols on.
Bicho. Mamete გამახსენდა ეხლა რომ
open up Dallas.
Elige გადავიდა იმაზე star player-ად, ხო?
Well, the first half.
The first half so far.
Let's see how the second half goes. And this round is kind of ridiculous how it's a 4v3. Frozen able to pull one back. Simple, very vocal right now with that ball plant's going down. Here comes the rotation of all the remaining Liquid players. And let's not count them out entirely of this situation because there is time, and they've just given a rifle to Nerds, who still has 100 health. They're going to come out of the temple now, dropping down into the site. Simple's waiting, looking for active fights, taking damage though, and that's going to force him back into the donut. Here comes the lineup, and Frozen secures it. A really good play from Frozen, just patient inside the bomb site. He knows he's kind of alone. He knows he doesn't have any teammates kind of helping him out in any way. Just spotting for the cross, but keeping his eye towards the spawn smoke and pouncing when needed, when called upon with the sound cues. Let him know it's his moment. Got a little hairy at certain points in that round, considering it was one Deagle and a Galil, but also, I think this is part of the situation of FaZe with the stand-in. It's not going to look pretty. No. More often than not, it's going to look ugly, or going to look a little disjointed. But beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we will behold what FaZe have to offer today. It is Twists losing quite a bit of his health. He's down to 58 HP to kick things off in round 17. Elise jumping over the bullets, looking for the fight at Donut, nearly catching the chance here on Twist, who's blinded and still recovers his vision in time to get a kill over towards elbows. So it's Team Liquid winning the mid-fights, and Kerrigan crawling it back. But in the end, it is a convincing round victory for Team Liquid elsewhere on the map. Yeah, and Liquid's got to be happy they got those fights in middle, because they spent a ton of utility. 3 to 4 counter flashes coming out to activate that peak and that push. The fact they get those kills is magnificent. But that's basically the play they had for this round, was this kind of late mid-trap. Kerrigan almost even ruins it, almost brings it all back into FaZe's favor. Liquid just 3 rounds away from taking a map 1 victory. And then we're seeing the effects of the damage done in the previous round as well, right? You have a couple of rebuys that have come in the previous round. Yeah, Skulls on a Deagle in this round, Galil for Kerrigan, not all the bells and whistles in terms of nades and utility for FaZe. FaZe calling an A-play, Bomb's going to be making its way there with the main pack. Yeah, but look at this shift from the defense. Oh, it looked like for a moment that 4 players are going to go to the B bomb site. Still a lot of movement in this CT side. Because it's just straight up contact, they're out on the A bomb site.
Yeah, I think Ultimate fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. Maybe looked up at the kill feed when the kills and the exchanges come out over in middle. A little bit slow to get in that fight with Frozen. Gets the dink, but not completing the frag.
Naf's gonna have a look. He's got Toy setting some bullets through the smoke. Actually connected a little bit of damage. They might just go for this. They're still hanging around. Yeah, unconfirmed, but they're hanging around. They've got time on the fuse. Molotov goes into CT. That's going to slow them down and eat some time off the clock.
The problem is Simple's in tempo with all the HP in the world.
We'll see how Simple plays this. Drops into position named after the man. He's taking the spot off, and he's going to try and just peek into the open. It's Shuei to go down. Naf in the sight, trying to clean up. Damage done, and time is the problem. Naf's going to fall away. Couple of kills at the end, secured an 8th round for FaZe.
Yeah, money an issue for both teams as Naf gets away because there's not a whole lot of funds for Liquid to buy up into this next round. That's a nice call for Kerrigan. Just to the bomb side, you've encountered so much defense in middle, you feel like you have the room at the A site to get in relatively for free. It's exactly what happens. And now Liquid have a decision to make on how they want to invest. Saved AK-47 for Naf, but everyone else huddled around $2,500, $3,000 in the bank, so the buy is not going to be great. Plenty of FAMAS in play, an MP9 on Nerds.
That being said, not a great round either for FaZe's buy. Kerrigan, though, comfortable to charge out of the... Oh, what? Twist didn't have his gun out. Kerrigan just flies right by.
Yeah, he quick switched or pulled out a nade. I don't know what it was, but he definitely didn't have his gun ready to party. Kerrigan's going to get a free opening kill, and that's a disaster for a round like this where Liquid has shoved all in.
Great grenade damage too, unconfirmed, but right on Nerds.
I think you have to go hunt this kill down, which is why Liquid's shifting 2 more players over to the A bomb site. They want to have a safety net for this aggression. If anything goes wrong on this push into Donut, they have players to recover.
Great work from Kerrigan already. He might even get traded out here, but he's just buying time. He's got 2 kills already. He can even pick up a frag here on ultimate. This could be a fantastic round from Kerrigan. A lot of damage. Not the 3rd kill, but he's put his team in a great position. Now Leash to step up. It's a solo play for him out of A main. The rest of his teammates are ready to go into the B bomb side. I think with the Leash going down, you have to go into Naf. He's going to stand in front of the site. First kill's good. Damage done onto the second. Is that enough to allow Team Liquid to win this still?
It's enough to allow him to go for it. He's going to be saying, I did damage onto the other guy. They're going to come over and see what they can find. Smoke up in their face for the moment. They've got 3 flashes and 2 smokes of their own to utilize. No kits on either player. I think Shuei and Ultimate are going to call this off.
They're backing away.
With a low HP, the AK-47, the utility, there's a lot of valuable resources, and Liquid with nothing to do with this round.
Well, I'm sure Twist is going to be incredibly frustrated about the little key switch, the fumble at the start. But Kerrigan, he made the most of it. Takes Twist down, gets a follow-up kill on Nerds. Then so much damage as well to Ultimate. If he has more health, maybe even reconsider the retake opportunity, but Kerrigan does so much in this round.
It's not just the kills, it's also the information, right? I mean, not only 3 players that he's encountered over in Donut, but the names on the kill feed as they kind of come out. As Ultimate is there, you're seeing the A players, and if you're FaZe, you're like, okay, great. We actually, or the B players, like, the defense here is going to be weak. They've rotated off. They've rotated off to handle Kerrigan and Donut, so we don't have just anything. Down the stretch. There's that switch just at the worst possible moment. Might be a death slam moment.
And Kerrigan jumping as well, just the style point.
All of it. Frustrating for Twist. And Team Liquid had that great lead. But as we know, it's slipping away quickly. 5 of the last 6 in the favor of FaZe.
DeMars to Rover, making use of the timeout. Going to page 137 in the textbook of Team Liquid Counter-Strike. Reading from the pink post-it note.
It's a 9-4 lead after winning the pistol in the second half, and Team Liquid encountering the same exact struggles that FaZe did in their CT side, which is just we cannot stop this offense. We're not able to actually put a barrier up in the way of this T side.
Yeah, the turning point of the game being felt right now. Team Liquid about to concede the lead. Unless there's something miraculous out of the AK of Shuei.
They might just
5-7's D goals here.
They might just keep pushing in A main. They see nothing. What's the timing in which they step forward? Liquid's positioned the players with utility. Naf and Shuei towards the B bomb site. They're going to hold on to it as long as possible to delay, to make FaZe nervous about committing, and hopefully buy time for this flank, but they are, it feels like 20 seconds behind Liquid.
Oh, blinded and dead. Carrigan to mow down Shuei. So that's the one premium rifle gone from Team Liquid's defensive hands. And they're going to start feeling like this is a little too far out of reach.
There's no reason for Ultimate to move over unless he wants an AK-47.
No, you always want one of those, don't you?
Yeah, but he's got another one.
Another kill, though. No way! No, he's so close. Skull's getting taken down low as well. They had no idea how close they were to a third kill from Ultimate all of a sudden.
Is he going to try and grab another AK-47? He's looking for it. It's on the ground. There it is. Okay, bail out. Okay, I'm sorry, Ultimate. I was not familiar with your game. I didn't think there was any sense in you coming over here with that FAMAS, but now you found two AK-47s and passed one off the fist. That's quite nice. That's a great round. That's the kind of round you go home.
Maybe get some exit kills here, too.
And you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, Twist's going to be waiting for you to blind it, rattling off shots, but here comes Twists, and Simple to walk into him. Leash to Trey, preventing one of the AKs from being saved over, but there is a single AK-47 for Ultimate. And scoreline is tied up, 10-10. Simple AWP comes out on the T side. That shot's nasty.
Well, it's got to change here for Liquid. This has been a very rough stretch, 6 of the last 7.
The boost for Simple up on the box. No peek to his position just yet.
Ultimate's op is going to be over in Donut on the other side of the map, so we won't see a clash of the snipers quite yet. Ultimate and Nerds to hold on to Donut in the A bomb site. Twist is going to be your mobile player swinging between middle and the B bomb site to support, as Shuhei and Naf are the anchors on this side of the map. FaZe want to take some late mid-control. Frozen a leash to work that.
Ultimate to chime in. Peeks out of the Donut. A leash to go down, and Liquid give it a 5v4 to work with over a minute left.
And that gives him the freedom to shift over, that kind of mid-control. No one else peeking, Frozen's not there. So you see Nerds push forward to the jump-up boxes, and he's really prepared to react to any kind of attention towards this B bomb site. We might get that op clash. Simple boosted up this whole round. He's been waiting patiently.
Shuei to chime in again here for Team Liquid. Not looking good here for FaZe. They still have a very difficult defense to get through, and Ultimate's not going to miss that shot. Flash comes in a little bit late. Ultimate follows up, and we've got Simple stuck on the ramp, cleared out by the Polish sniper who gets himself a 3K.
There you go. 21 kills for Ultimate. This is one of his good big boy performances, leading the way for Liquid. Huge impact down the stretch in a must-need round to finally stop a little bit of a streak from FaZe.
I mean, not only that, but it's also throwing the money away here for FaZe right at the turning point in the game.
And considering how difficult it's been, Liquid can't lose this round against these pistols. Like they haven't strung 2 rounds together on this CT side, and you will not get an easier chance than this.
Good control being set up. They're going to send Carrigan out.
Inferno
He's comfortable going for these donut fights. Twist of an 8 had in the previous attempt. North's a lot more ready. And steady against Carrigan, but not Skulls.
Yeah, that hit was super effective. I don't think any of the Liquid defense worked the way it was supposed to. They all gain a lot of space phase, and Ultimate's forced back now. Okay, this is weird.
No.
And there's no flank set up for Team Liquid. No one's coming back through Donut, so they're going to set things up. Utility's going to come in, hits on every player, but a tough prospect to retake this site.
And now Leash has an AK as well, so he's got to pick that weapon for this post plant. You said Team Liquid can't afford to lose this round. They've got to recover this 4v4. Smoke's coming into the Donut. That's the AK gone. Naf and Shuei combining together, and now it all falls to Skulls. Carrigan said he wants a 1v4 for his team from Skulls. This time a 1v3 being teed up. The defense being stuck, and it's going to be pulled through. So in the end, a little bit scary for Team Liquid, but able to come in on the retake attempt.
Yeah, good composure though. I mean, you could have been very easy to collapse in that kind of a scenario when you have 11-10 narrow lead against the Pistols who've taken the bomb site. We'll get a timeout from FaZe. They're second of the map, as that plant helps them a little bit, but not nearly as much as they'd like. Skulls has an AK-47 to drop over, but they're not all going to have AK-47s and rifles on the FaZe side of things. For Liquid, as hard as this map has been, you've got 2 chances to close it out. Ultimate with the op, you got the weapon that he wants to be on, 22-11, getting a great performance out of him.
კი, საიტი კარგად ქონდა დაჭერილი ძალიან.
A chance to start this IEM Dallas event with a grudge match victory against ex-teammates. Elysian Simple against Naf and Twist.
მესამე მირაჟია. აი, საზღარი მაგრამ
years and years
მოშორებული.
ago, now on the opposite sides of the server. Map 1 is Ancient and Liquid looking to close things out in round 23.
2 rounds back here for FaZe to try and force overtime. And they have to do it with a lack of a full buy. Although in the previous round, they were still able to get into the bomb site with weaker weapons. This time a direct hit being set up into the B bomb site. Carrigan, no surprises, going to be the utility man, sending out the smoke for short flashes to follow up. And look at this maneuver through the smoke. Shuei and Twist combined to checkmate on FaZe, and indeed, it is.
Sadgauara guerdito.
15-10 for Team Liquid.
როკისაც წავიდა და გაუშვეს როკი მონდები. აი, მოკლედ მეორე მაპზე დაგიბრუნდები. რეინას სოლია უსულა და მან და. დაგიბრუნდებით მეორე მაპზე. No, guys.
No, it's not.
They can still win. They can still recover this.
They can still come back. Yeah, it's fine.
They could still do it. But yeah, I mean, you are always the pragmatic one, always the realist, Jason, and that is the reality we're living in. Team Liquid take the first map versus FaZe Clan. We know Dallas is going to be a tough event for this FaZe squad, who are now playing with 2 stand-ins, no rain. They just removed Brokey, brought in Simple, who's been out of the game for 181 days. So a lot of work to be done. We'll see what their Inferno looks like.
Yeah, this is their map pick, and Team Liquid have chosen to start on the T side, going to be tacking into FaZe's defense. So it'll be Lige standing pat at the B bomb site alone, and a mid push. Oh, Liquid's waiting for it. They're looking for it. They sense it. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Frozen. Skulls had one on top, and Liquid still have not triggered this trap. They have not sprung. Skulls delivering death down middle, and Twist finally trades it off, but that pistol round is cooked.
Definitely cooked, Jason. Overcooked. In fact, it's all chewy as FaZe Clan take themselves the pistol. They charge down mid. Skulls doing some great work there. We see a little flurry of his ability. And Team Liquid have to eat the pistol loss.
Yeah, his lovely little follow-up to Frozen's opening kill. There's the first immediate headshot, but then Skull steps in. The trade on the Frozen death, and then just tapping away at the second player peeking out. Lovely work from FaZe with that push, and Liquid even seemed prepared for it and aware of the potential and still drops the ball.
Carrigan making his new teammates feel at home.
He's keeping the energy up, you know? Keeping the positivity in there.
Especially for this tournament.
Oh, and how nice it'd be if he could get Skulls on a little bit of a heater to start Inferno. Started in the right way. Simple with a quick peek, takes down ultimate. 4 on 5.
The big old Deagle ready to go for Russell Van Dulken, but he's going to duck out, go back in behind the smoke.
That's the Deagle that ruined them on Ancient a number of times as well.
Kind of stopped everything from getting going in that first half. Imagine a world in which FaZe don't have that little upset, that little curveball thrown into the third round of play, because they were starting to come back in that second half.
That could have been interesting.
Well, we've got to play with 4 MP9s here. They've got the advantage, they're going to keep it clean. Still a lot of opportunities here for Liquid to show some danger.
I mean, I don't know. There's 40 seconds on the clock. You don't really have time to give Twist with the Deagle a chance to just kind of peek, especially with holes just being smoked off this entire time. So throw a little bit of a fake to try and show you want to take back banana control. You've actually forced back the defender, made Simple take a peek on Rap side, but now it's about just a set piece with what utility you have.
All right, Twist's 20 seconds. That's all you've got. Let's see what Liquid's final hurl at this A-bomb site looks like. Naf leaping out down into the pit. Not like this phase. Carrigan clean up. And they needed him to do so, but they've already taken the site, and that plant is going to come in. Twist is going to put it down at the back of the bomb site, and we've got a 2v2 all of a sudden.
Oh, Naf's going to try and make it over to the cross, and he's found his way into his pit. Frozen went up Boiler. He's going to wrap around long flake in through halls. So Twist has to be a small target. They're not considering this yet.
Oh, it's such a big problem here for FaZe if they concede this.
This is how Naf got the entry.
Yeah, getting down in to the mini pit, just intermittently checking in behind him. Stepping up towards Twist, body damage done, drops down into the pit, Twist cleared out from the side, FaZe recover it, but my god, it's a messy round.
It's exactly the same thing that happened on the entry. Naf came out the halls, the player was down in small pit underneath the balcony, looking towards the bomb site, never considering the drop behind him, so Naf just has it done to him in kind. Good job from Lige as well, being the target, taking the attention, taking the aggro, but being patient and backing off to let his teammate make the play.
Carrigan doesn't get a multi-kill here. Round's done. Frozen just waited until Naf gave away his position before he dropped down from the balcony. Made that an easy cleanup, but because of how close that round was, how much damage they did to FaZe and getting a bomb plant, it's a buyback here for Team Liquid, so they're going to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, good deep nade, though, from FaZe has chunked down a number of Liquid players, but they aren't going to stop. Twist going to take this fight as fast as he can, misses narrowly the opportunity, but gets it back on Skulls. And now Simple lines him up, but can only get one.
Looked like he was going to knock him down, but it's Skull coming up Liquid here. Lige left on the other side of the map, sprinting back over, but he can't do much about this. Oh, it looked like Simple was guaranteed a multi-kill there. Look how low these Team Liquid players are. 3.5, 1 HP on Shuey. Yeah, so close to being in a much better situation here for FaZe.
What a crazy round. It's like the dam just broke open on contact. As soon as Twist took that shot, it was just non-stop fighting until we find ourselves in this 1v4. So Elige coming over to look for some exits, trying to take some guns away. He knows the economy for Team Liquid is in a precarious position, so even without victory, taking 1 or 2 rifles is going to be valuable. There's the first, and time for Elige to just bail out. Molotov in the pit in case anyone's planning on saving there. Not a big deal. 2-1, Liquid on the board here on Inferno.
FaZe just can't catch a break in these early rounds. So you could have a 3-0 start here, your money growing, but Team Liquid are just so solid. It hurt upon the economy of FaZe in these early rounds.
Well, let's put it into the context too, because I mean, if you want to think about it this way, you say, you know, how unfortunate FaZe has been to a certain extent. Like, this hasn't really been an unlucky turn of events for them. They made a mistake 2 rounds ago with the pit defense. The defender, nobody watching for the halls jump out, so they take a lot of damage against Tech9 and Pistols, lose the ensuing one, and now you're in a screwed money situation, but it's all because of the mistake you made 2 rounds ago.
Oh, Frozen's dead. Melted away. The ice turns to water as Elise drops back into the site. He's got Simple playing alongside him towards CT spawn. Rolling back the years, Simple and Elige locking the bomb site down together, but it's just Elige getting a kill and it's not enough. Not enough to hold B. And so the dam breaks as Liquid flood in.
Yep, and no real weaponry to hold them at bay. So Liquid gonna gain control, gonna tie things up at 2. They've got the economic control in the map. And they'll be able to extend this lead at least early going and see what their T-side can put on the board. Skulls and Kerrigan to save the 5-7 in armor.
Just want to say, a few rounds ago, Jason, you used the term cooked.
Cooked.
And I was happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, it's yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, it's a Zoomer speak.
It's a Zoomer speak? Okay, yeah. Well, I've been around a lot of Zoomers. It's only natural.
Yeah, you haven't really learned about the Italian brain rot yet, but I kind of want to save you from that. I don't want you to ever have to deal with the.
I think you're all good there. I'm not gonna venture into those waters.
That's good.
ის გახსოვთ რომ გაფეთე ბიგი რო იყენებდა ინფერნოზე ბანანზე კედლის უკარო ჯამფაობდა და რო არ ჩანდა ტიპი ჯამფ ბაგი რო იყო.
You know, he had such a great pistol. You step up with a second round coming in, you just do a little bit too much damage done there.
And you're playing multiple rounds with just like this busted economy of buying an MP9, buying a Deagle, buying like a missing utility. That's a frustrating thing to have go on into it. But we're still early in the game, so nothing too crazy. Back to Pistols, the 2 saved 5-7 in armor on Skulls and Kerrigan. Keep your eye on them. Even a smoke picked up from Skulls. Gonna try and funnel at least timing into the direction that they want. 3 defenders in Banana, and Nertz is gonna take down 1.
Nertz already close up towards Elige. Half wall cleared out. Elige P250 coming in. Nertz gonna go down, no problem. And Elige actually coming back. And FaZe somehow in a better position, at least on players. You still got to favor Liquid in terms of the weapon advantages that they've got here, but FaZe giving themselves a shot at round 5.
Yeah, how the tables have turned. Kerrigan's now got an AK-47. He's got that over towards Rap side at the A bomb site. Liquid gonna walk into a B hit. Not gonna go contact. They're gonna let him know they're coming with the smoke towards CT spawn. Shuai spots 1, that's Frozen, taking his peeks over towards Coffin, still Elige to find inside the site.
Ooh, Frozen gonna be cleared out for the back of the Coffin. They open him up and
Kerrigan's
swallow
here.
him whole as Kerrigan's arriving. Elige trying to step up from first or second. Orange is not able to do it though. You have to hope for something miraculous out of Kerrigan. He'll step into the smoke and out of it a hero.
ეგრევე რატო კლავ ხედავ არ გიყურებს.
Uh-oh.
It's a problem to fight with a 5-7, but Twist able to ready his stance and commits to the 3rd round victory here for Liquid.
Twist getting caught in the open, but standing his ground and waiting for the repeat. Nicely done. Liquid take that lead. AK-47s across the board for the T side. They've got money for the op, but don't want to bring it out. Not a luxury that FaZe have on the other side of things. All those economic issues have prevented the big green from coming into play for Simple. Keeping it in. It's day 1.
Hold it in. Wait till day 2 though. Day 2, it will be unleashed. And I'm there for that, really.
Best of 3 პირველი მაპი მოუგო Liquid. ო ბანანს რამდენი კაცით აუ რა კაი დემეჯია.
Prodding his way around top banana. Though a lot of liquid players waiting around that corner, and so you do not want to get involved in an unfavorable fight. Smoke comes in at the right time, and that'll force liquid back, at least for the time being.
A lot of gunfire through that smoke. Neither teams wanted to mess with it.
Beko, ხედავ ოპეს
It's
ვარავინ
carrying
იღებს
over. It's made him
დიდან.
nervous that there's going to be an execution right after the defensive smoke clears. So they've added a third defender here, and it seems to be the right call for the moment. The bomb is still waiting outside of the B bomb site.
Simple collecting the opening of the round, carrying it to follow up. Damage being done. Frozen on the cleanup, and eventually taken down by Twist, who now finds himself in a clutch. And Simple is incredibly low, and if he had gone down, that would have been a 1v1 against Skulls. But Simple plays his life for at least for a second longer, and then jumps into the open, gives it up, and Twist makes it look easy.
That's a play from RVD. Challenging, just like the last round, not afraid of the fights. And he knows it's an awkward point in the map for the CTs of open space as they try and transition into a retake, and he never lets them close the gap. Beautiful round from Twist, and it forces a timeout out of FaZe. Gotta be a real deep conversation. They're getting beat all across the map. The trade game from Team Liquid has been spectacular, much like Ancient, seeming to have a propensity towards the B bomb site, continuing here on Inferno, and every time they get in that engagement, right at the bomb site, right in front of the choke point, they're winning them out, even losing the first couple engagements. Good trade from Nerds. Frozen gets 2. Twist comes in and sets himself up.
Yeah, that's such a frustrating round to lose if you're FaZe. I mean, you had so many of these kills go in your favor. Yeah, that's where the frustration will start to mount now for Simple. Getting caught as he tries to jump out of the speedway. Twist was confident to try and turn that into a 1v1 fight as early as possible. That's been one of the big talking points about Twist removing himself from the in-game leader role is, are we going to see Twist come back to being that star player where he rises up to the form that he had before he became the in-game leader? So far we are seeing that trajectory upwards. Frozen getting involved inside the smoke. Nerds realizes and eventually Frozen should be cancelled out here by either Twist or Nerds, and eventually is taken down by that Twist Glock.
Yeah, sandwich. Simple. Chaotic round. Liquid will come out on top, 5-2.
We're looking at 5 rounds in a row now for Team Liquid. They're really getting into the groove on the T side. Simple just spotted as well.
Yeah, doing a really good job in banana. It feels like Liquid's coming out with that control more often than not. And done a really good job of just punishing it every time they're able to get the control. Simple being hunted down by Naf, easy kill. Round 8 up next, and FaZe yet to put a stop to this onslaught. Simple 56-50 in the bank. Op light armor, there we go. It's in the server. It's in the field of play. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, could be the tool to unlock some round victories here for the side of FaZe on the CT side here. This is Frozen getting sandwiched. Not a fun position to be in for him. We did see Simple's op strike.
It was solid on Ancient.
Yeah, it was a couple of really nice shots out of it. Unfortunately, a lot of the rounds he had impact in were not picked up or converted into round victories from FaZe.
Well, they might be coming out. Twist got into halls real quick. Looks like they want to have some pace to this. Now there is a halls push as well, so Skulls can come in and wrap around behind them at an awkward timing. Naf is going to be there with the Mac 10 to control that.
Simple, there's the shot, and that's the opener. So, gonna back away. Here's Shuey making his way through the long smoke. Karrakin not ready for that play. It's a little bit of a worrying time for the AWP of Simple, who has to rely on the help of his teammate in Skulls to defend his short angle, while Simple has to worry about balcony. He's exposed to it. Can he get the pick? He can on Shuey. Twist will get it traded. Simple realizes he's taking damage, and now realizes he's alone. His teammates are gone, and so he's stuck on the A bomb site, and everybody's dropping. It's another round where Simple gets a multi-kill in the AWP, and no one else.
Simple Klaus, come on,
the smoke. Frozen's got a dink. He's going to challenge this. Oh, I feel like he's going to step through it. Maybe jump up. He knows he's got low HP. Nade into the smoke. Now's his moment on the plant. Frozen He comes out the other side. He's got one in the sight. He's got another on Twist.
Oh my goodness, Frozen, what a move. And now it tees up. Just Nurse for this 1v2 round the back. Simple gone. Tapping the defuse. Not the full stake, but it's going to put Nurse into the open. And Frozen's going to be able to pull it off.
There it is. That's a beautiful play from Frozen. Sensing the weakness, sensing the opportunity, and not being afraid to go seize it. Inside the smoke, jumping up into Graveyard. Liquid never saw it coming. And FaZe absolutely needed a performance like that to get them going on the CT side. Recovers the up, but they're not done yet. 4 players go down. Economy's still very weak at a breaking point. This round perhaps bigger than the one previous if you're FaZe, to try and string things together and turn this half around.
Frozen Russia, Slovakia.
The AWP goes up into the apartments.
Simple
looking for the same opening move.
Similar setup. Skulls this time further back, but same idea, same philosophy, and potentially the same result.
Well, he's lost his support. 1 for 1.
Without smoke. Without smoke.
Off the balcony. In fact, Liquid starting to fall away from their early A pressure. I'll start thinking about Banana, where currently they've got Elige.
Elige has had a really tough game to get a feel for. He's either been executed on a number of times, challenged frequently, but also been caught on a couple of lurks. And now the timing of the smoke is going to ruin him here. And yeah, hands up, he'll turn around, and I don't even think FaZe can fight for this. That kill is way too quick. No delay. You almost have to back off with this AWP in the hands of Simple.
Yeah, Elige's having a rough game. He's having a very rough game. Carrigan still fighting forward. Somehow come out of that one alive still, even mid-reload.
Yeah, Naf's been taken down as well. So I mentioned you might want to keep this one away. Well, they've got the little bit of a gift, the kill and the extra damage to motivate them to go for it. But it might lure them in to just lose everything.
Well, a dink goes off from the Carrigan MP9, but I think they're still in a position where they're able to fall back. But with that kill from Simple, it's a nice little exit, but they have to pack their bags and leave.
Oh, you might have.
Shooting game, hard to get it. Then just gets domed like that.
It looks silly when you watch it happen, but I mean, if you take what the B bomb fights inside the B bomb site, you know, towards the banana boxes. Now all of a sudden, like, he's pushing, he's tried to lurk, and like it's really hard for him, I think, at the moment to read when exactly and what timing Liquid is coming at him. Are they fast or aggressive? Do I have to play it snow? Do I dump my utility? Are they watching for this lurk? Are they committed up middle? I think it's hard at the moment for FaZe as a team to get a read for Elige to know what's the good play for him to make. Oh, we didn't see that.
That whole link-ები მიწერია აღწერაში Millennium-ის და მან YouTube-ზე გადადდა, მან შეგიძლია ხვალ გოგსაც სადაც თამაში. Millennium სახით გამოიწერა YouTube-ზე.
It is a tradition.
The Aussies have Shoeys, we have 1Gs here. We've got Elige taking a little bit of damage early on. He's got to play this round with a FAMAS. Shoey's going to walk up.
And executed upon, and it's done. See what I mean? Look at the variance they're showing at him. And also, I mean, this is also one of those things with the 2 stand-in situation. Although none of the 3 but I mean, you're setting up some kind of a defense, some kind of
stand-ins, Jason.
No, just blame them either way. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's really rough right now for Elige. The fights he's getting, you know, he's blinded and Shuei's running through. That has been something that I think Shuei and Twist in particular have been really good at over the last couple of maps here.
And on this map in particular, I think they care even less. I feel like they have even more confidence because we know they have a play. We've seen it a number of times since Shuei joined. The really fast mid play from Twist. We saw it, I think, in round 2 or 3 in this game, where he just gets up mid like super quick at an odd timing and takes the fight. Nice. Banana as well. Go up banana, take control. Oh, no resistance. Oh, it's quiet. No defensive utility. Okay, let's contact with 1 flash.
So Lee is trying to get into first. Orange is blinded. Frozen trying to get to the back of the new box. Catching them blind and out of position. And saves the monitor from any real damage there.
Tracksuits look nice, though.
Yeah, they do. They will always have that.
They'll always have those tracksuits.
What the fuck is this smoke?
Flashbang out towards middle. Utility exchange a banana, but no presence behind it for Team Liquid.
Simple.
Yes, practicing Nate. You know, maybe a little extra practice on that one. A little extra sauce on it, but here comes Naf. It's going to be Skulls getting cleared out of the apartments.
Just in
at this FaZe defense and ripping them to shreds no matter where they go, whether it's the B bomb site or A, it's open.
I mean, I think now you're just seeing Liquid take advantage of a disjointed defense. I think, you know, I mentioned Alish having a rough game in terms of getting comfortable and understanding what kind of fights are going to be coming his way. Skulls is having a rough game as well, but a completely different reasoning. He's just getting deleted over at the A bomb site whenever he's tried to make a move. And this is what I've alluded to with Skulls. His ability to go find impact, I think sometimes he struggles with. So when he's trying to find a timing to make a play at the A bomb site, he's just repeatedly getting caught. And it's exacerbated and looks worse because of two stand-ins, because of the disorganization of temporary players in the team. And Liquid feel like they've built up to critical mass. Even a little giggle out of Twist there at the end. It's 8-3.
A second timeout for FaZe. We came into today, everybody, including the FaZe clan players themselves, wondering, how the hell is this going to go? What are we going to see today on the server?
Well, we spoke to Kerrigan last night when we got back from dinner. We were just having a chat with him outside and a couple other guys. And, you know, the words, without revealing all the details, the words he gave us were, buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show.
Yeah, buckle up, enjoy the show. So that's what we're doing this week. That's the theme of the week here at Dallas is buckle up, enjoy the show.
Because it could be a roller coaster. Some loop-de-loops, twists and turns.
And on this roller coaster, you need the seatbelt.
You definitely need the seatbelt. Well, let's see if they can get this last round of the half here, FaZe. 8-4 is doable, 9-3 we're getting into a very difficult territory.
And now you're just losing every single duel on top of everything as well. So it's going from bad to worse if you're FaZe. 5-on-4 for Liquid, a minute and a half left in the round.
Ite kontaktები დადიან. კაცო ელიზას გაუხიეს ის მენა ბაშკაი.
Taking their time, silently slinking their way closer and closer to this A site.
FaZe-ის პრობლემა არის უკვე სტილი, რასაც თამაშობენ, იმიტომ რომ ყველამ დაუმუღამა და მარტივად კითხულობენ. კარიგანა რა, კარიგანას ქაუნტერია. კითხულობენ. და მოთამაშეები ჭირდებათ ახალი სისხლი ჭირდებათ.
Shuei gets away with a risky play of having the bomb on his back.
Okay,
Reina's downtown, Frozen's downtown, Simba's downtown.
We're going to limit the position of Big Pit, realizing that he has to be in the mini pit. That Molly actually missed. Kerrigan goes down inside of the site. Skulls not able to step up, and the FaZe defense does not do much here in this first half. We're looking at 9-3 for Team Liquid.
Didn't even need the Molotov. Shuei just styling on you kids. Simple comes out, taken down by Ultimate, and that is the half. 9-3. A blistering T side from Team Liquid puts them up by 6.
Simple's
debut is looking ruined.
Why, Eli just moqana ishtas magivrat rav. Temiazit iseve enkori უნდა მოიყვანოთ. Reina იგივე პოზიციაზე უნდა დარჩენილიყო star player-ად. და Robs-ას მაგივრად მოიყვანოთ სხვა enkori. ფოტოშოპს მაგისკაც მოუხდებოდა ძალიან FaZe. Blue light ანუ ლუჯინათება რაც არის მაგისგან იცავს თვალს რა. რაც ყველაზე მეტად აზიანებს. Georgi მქვედათ. კი, ბუთკემზე ვარ. რამდენი ლაიქზე ვართ? შემახსენეთ, აბა ერთი ვერ ვხედავ. რობზას მაგირად ელიჟა არ უნდა მოიყვანოთ. უნდა მოიყვანოთ იგივე პოზიციის მოთამაშე. 214. რამდენზე ვართ ვერი გავიქი. ავიდეთ 300-ზე ბარემზე. არ დაგეძეთ. ნუ თქვენ ისტორია მაინც მოიგონდა. არა, მაგარ ხოძე არიან ლიკვიდი ხერაც ესროლეს, კარგად ესროლეს Inferno-ში სულ კონტაქტები ეთამაში. მადლობა დად. აი ხარ. კი, კიდე ერთი თამაშის უფლება აქვთ. просто ვის შეხვდებიან არ ვიცი, ნახოთ აბა. ინაწელს დალასში წააგო ვიტალიტიმ და აბა ნახო.
9-3 lead for Team Liquid and frustrations mounting here for FaZe. So many different looks on that T side, and it was evident who was the real practice team and who was the squad with two stand-ins.
Yeah, FaZe tried to keep it together as long as they possibly could, and it was admirable, but we could see towards the end of it, yeah, things like this just kind of bumping out across all the players. You can just see the build-up of frustrations, of mistakes, of miscommunications, unfamiliarity with each other. Liquid have complete control of this map, and nothing has given us an indication that FaZe can do anything about it. So, pistol round of the second half. Smoke flash on Skulls and Kerrigan. In mid and quiet boosting up in towards Halls.
There's
nobody in pit to slow it down.
This is a 9-3 scoreline with a FaZe pistol round win. Looking to take their second as Elise runs into top mid. He's blinded again. I feel like there's been so many fights for him where he's just not even been able to see his opponent. Simple fighting FaZe back into this pistol round though. He's got 3. And Shuey cutting away that bomb plant. So Simple is required again. In fact, it pretty much is all Simple here because Kerrigan's low in HP. He's got a minute to work with.
Simple charmokde.
He'll drop. Oh, nearly dropped Shuey in the sight. His HP is so low. Simple just looking to finish him off, running out of bullets. Kerrigan comes in to help. And now it is just Nerds left on 5 HP, coming back into the fight. And Simple's looking for his 4th pistol, and that is exactly what he will grab.
Herculean individual effort from Simple puts together a complete round start to finish. You're exactly right. That was all him. The only one having impact to keep that round in contention. Here's the jump out of the halls, as I mentioned. 4 players watching towards brackets. Nobody's there to watch Simple and hold him back. So he's just got a free turn to the left, some free kills over in lane, and then he's got the space to work with. And Frozen thanking his lucky stars that he's got Simple on the team for Dallas, because that pistol round would have gone sideways.
Well, it's only the pistol. It's the first step of what is going to be a massive comeback if FaZe are able to pull it off here. Team Liquid have been so good at being disruptive. I'm sure they've lost, what, 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds played so far in the game today.
Both pistols on Inferno.
But they've been very disruptive in these follow-up rounds of force buys with pistols. So FaZe are going to be aware of that. They haven't been clean in these conversions.
No, and I mean, even when they won them, they've taken a ton of damage, so it's put them in awkward positions moving forward. So needing to convert this.
Wow,
Nerds tucked into the cubby on old mid. Maffin Twist to hold down lane. Ultimate's going to be there to work with Twist at range, but he'll largely be negated.
Resmoke comes in at the 55-second mark, and FaZe do not want to go through that, so they're going to be funneled into the short setup. A stack of players on this side of the map for Team Liquid. Could get a little scary here for FaZe Clan. Kara going to go down first. Elysian and Skulls cleaning up, though. And it's okay. No danger here, as the 5th round for FaZe is collected with only 1 casualty.
Yeah, nicely done from FaZe. A really good, strong, overwhelming hit. Good utility. And no options for Liquid or Shuhei, so he'll back off. FaZe is up to 5, and they do it clean. So no economic issues. They finally get that really nice, comfortable start that they look for on T-side Inferno.
Well, just you wait. There's going to be at least 1 Deagle in the next round. We'll see how that goes, but we take a fantastic T-side from the side of FaZe Clan, but also a collapse on the defense from Team Liquid once those guns come out.
I would imagine this is going to be a pretty simple T-side from FaZe. We've touched on the stand-in situation. Yeah. I do apologize for that. I didn't even notice it. But it's going to be really basic. How's that? Basic.
Yeah, basic.
I think it's going to be a lot of grouped up stuff. Maybe some 1-4s leaving alert. But I think for the most part, this will be like maybe spread into a default, but group up at some point and execute onto a bomb site. I think Kerrigan's going to try and keep moving pieces to a minimum, considering the level of communication and familiarity they have with everyone.
Well, no Deagles. Just the 5-7s, Jill Berettas.
Money
built up going into the gun rounds as well. Uh-oh, not the start they're
looking
looking for. Yeah, the Jill Beretta is going up against Skulls. Naf's going to come away with that MAC-10.
And it's perfect because look at the way it's funneled. FaZe saying, okay, well now we don't really want to mess. We don't know what's at the A-bomb site. Let's go to the B-bomb site. However, there's plenty of defenders here. 4 of them to be exact. A boost up on second oranges. It's all down to Shuei's smoke. How disruptive can that be? How much can that cause chaos for the FaZe attack?
Just a lot of time on the clock for FaZe. They disperse the smoke at CT. I think they're a little bit too deep now for that smoke to be effective at all from Shuei. Twist dropping off second oranges, and it's a cleanup. Okay, a little scary for a second. Just for Frozen, but he gets the side out in time. And so it is going to be a 6th round for FaZe.
That's a really hard smoke to time, because he obviously wants them to be committed and have that smoke kind of, spread out into their vision. But, I mean, you don't have vision yourself. You don't have information yourself of when they're coming in, of how committed they are, whether it's counter utility. Yeah, tough one. So 6 rounds for FaZe. And Liquid will get the guns out in the next round, so finally we get to see this defense with weapons, with M4s and utility. What can they do to stop FaZe? Liquid 4 rounds away from closing out their opening series of IEM Dallas with a victory. But FaZe putting a late fight into the mix here on Inferno.
Well, they started to build up a bit of a comeback in that second half of H as well.
Yeah, they did. They clawed all the way back into it and fell at the final hurdle. Fell right at the end. All up in the hands of Ultimate. He's got behind it as well, so some cash built up M4s across the board otherwise. Excuse me, it's Naf with the staying on the MAC-10 who's dropping it all over.
I don't know how Frozen doesn't die here. That's crazy. I think Shuei's feeling the same. Twist. Yeah, no one's seen it. Don't worry.
It's a crazy situation where even if you get the best result, you're still not going to win. So everyone's allowed to just smile and relax on it. Smoke in towards middle, but look at what Alicia's done to play with that. Step through, Ultimate, slow on the shot. Tags Frozen through the wall, but takes a death in return.
Rouge. Space Naf going down, and they're going to follow up on that. Bombs all the way back at stairs, but they've got the A site. They've got everything they need, and FaZe burst through to a quick round victory.
Good small read from Rouge after that kill. Here's the bullets of Twist coming in from Rap side. He says, you guys don't have anyone here. Likely a 3-man start. You heard the op ring out from Ultimate, so you got all the information. Rouge steps into a free site. 1 HP on him, 16 on Frozen, good margins. But FaZe bring the scoreline to within 2. 7 for FaZe to the 9 of Team Liquid.
They've closed this gap very quickly, haven't they? Impressive.
This is the benefit of that nice start on T-side Inferno, of having control of the economy, not dropping round 2, not taking heavy losses in either round 2 or round 3. Now you get to reap the rewards, which is jump out to a pretty decent start in this second half. It's going to be 4 in a row. And if they can take any of these guns away from Team Liquid right at the end, they could set themselves up even nicer, but I don't look too motivated. Batsy off, they want that. They're motivated now. Streaming in to try and keep him alive. Kerrigan desperate for the op, and Nertz survives.
For now, Simple steps up. Can he get a last second headshot off? Nertz just cowering behind the pillar, and he will hold on to the AWP. That is huge effort to hold on to that.
Kerrigan's having a good time. Simple's laughing about it. I bet Nertz on the other side of the room was having a great time.
Sweating a little bit.
Just dancing.
Probably profusely, actually. All right, cracking the knuckles as a Rouge. Hoping the second half is a completely different story for him. Had an incredibly frustrating first half of Inferno. Not necessarily a great game for him either on Ancient. Great work done from Nertz, just using that slim pillar to protect him. Good game so far. Nertz 14 kills, 8 deaths. No one challenging down Banana here. FaZe have that space to play with early.
Pop flash in towards Halls from Team Liquid might give FaZe a piece of communication that they cleared Halls, which didn't happen, but might be what FaZe is thinking at the moment. Two-man crews working map control. Frozen and Kerrigan over in Banana. And now 3 players joined up in Halls, so FaZe not yet making the final decision, but they want Liquid to feel like a B hit is possible. They want to keep the defense honest. And they've accomplished it so far. Halls pop is coming in. 3 players, Naf and Twist to defend. And a timely smoke.
Naf waiting in the pit. It's going to be Twist to take that kill. Naf did the early damage. From the site, though. Twist with a triple. As Kerrigan has to try and bail his team out of this. He's going into the site. Can't do it, though. It's just Frozen left it short, and Twist is going to walk out with 4 kills. Incredible round from the site from Twist.
Yeah, but give a little high five over to Naf being the nuisance in pit. He plays that really well. Gets the first kill, doesn't get caught chasing the second player, waiting to see if a third is going to come out of the smoke. Assists on many of those Twist kills, and that's a beautiful crossfire setup, played to perfection by longtime teammates Twist and Naf. No chance for FaZe at breaking this up. And Team Liquid hits double digits, 10-7, round 18. Simple with an op, ultimate as well.
Simple looking for that opening pick as he jumps up on top of the logs, peering over the banana smoke. But Team Liquid haven't really shown over the last few rounds that they want to challenge around this corner.
Yeah, they just, anytime they sense FaZe coming quick, it feels like they just back off and give it up. I guess the one, like, the thing that breaks that rule is the ultimate op sticking at the corner for his one shot. He got taken down. But other than that, these rifles haven't wanted to get frisky with the aggressive play. Nice fortunate find through smoke. It's some extra damage deep as well. Risky though with Liquid in a 5-on-4. They shift the defender away from the B bomb site. So Nertz is alone playing a retake. He's got a smoke to delay. But FaZe would love an avenue into the B bomb site with a man disadvantage. They take that any day of the week. So towards the end of the smoke, I'd expect to see somebody rotate back towards the B bomb site to join up with Nerds.
Very limited time left here for FaZe to make this execute work. Their A execute in the last round was failed. It was flubbed, and now Nerds on the fountain. Droughts out one. Couldn't get a leash though. Ultimate to try and step up, goes through the side of the smoke, but a shot as a leash doubles up. Now right back through that smoke itself. It's simple to topple. And we got the flank from Shuey that should wrap this affair up. Skulls, it would take a miraculous moment to win this 1v3. And it's not going to happen. Naf doesn't allow it. And we're looking at Twist getting that defuse. And Team Liquid back to winning ways.
A little bit worried, though, when Ultimate makes that play in the 4-on-3 as the bomb's being planted through the smoke. That felt unnecessary. He goes down. That could have been really, really dangerous for Liquid. Tough bomb sites to retake with equal numbers, but Naf gets one right back through the smoke.
Won't be my
saving grace, or this one. Starting out with a free opening kill through the smoke as well. No information. Timeout from FaZe. They had plenty of money built up after their 4-round win streak to start this half. The extra money from the plant helps. But they've invested all of it, everything they'd banked up for this round. 7-11, Team Liquid on the verge of being on series point and handing FaZe a loss to start IEM Dallas, so everything goes into round 19. Up in Simple's hands. Utility for everyone else.
ამასაც ვიტალიტი იგებს იმენაც ეჩ. რავია, ნახოთ. იგივე ფინალი თუ განმეორდა.
Right back at Liquid.
ოლკონი ვიტალიტი ისევ თუ ფინალი გაიჩითა. მაგრამ რა შეუშვით ხეთს რო არ გაიჩითოს. თუ ქვედაზე და ზედა ბრეკეტში არიან ორივე. ერთმანეთს თუ არ გადაეკვეთნენ. ჯვართ. შეიძლება FaZe ხო მეიჯორის გუნდია და თან და რეინაც ეყოლებათ მეიჯორს.
Frozen has a dangerous game ahead of him as he goes around the half wall. Carrigan actually going to step up first as he goes over the top of the car. It's a lot of damage, but not enough for Carrigan, and the trade wasn't there as Frozen has to fall back and respect that smoke. So it's not simple to get the trade elsewhere. At least falling to the hand of Naf.
Yeah, but Shuey's made a...
Oh, God, that's such a big play from Skulls, but it's not going to work out. And so it falls down to this. A 3v2 with 2 plays extremely low on Team Liquid.
This is the play from Shuey I wanted to reference. Look at this push down banana. As soon as Frozen got that kill, he stepped into the smoke, got to half wall. Now he's got a nasty timing on this flank. I think FaZe might just be ruined. Naf and Nerds, all you have to do is live, survive, take down one. Because Shuey's going to win the round for you to give him a chance.
Can Simple hit this? Yes, he can. Big flick down into the site. Naf steps into the open. And now the flank has to win it. As Shuey comes around the backside, he's playing quick about this. Frozen spotted out. Nerds, he's got the kill. It's all Shuey. And now he reveals his position, so he falls to Simple. It's either a series point for Team Liquid off the back of Shuey, or Simple giving hope to FaZe.
This is exactly the situation FaZe had his mind when they brought him into this team, was to win these moments.
It goes silent. Simple looks towards the apartments, but Shuey backs up in the site. 1v1. Out into the open again, Simple. Dancing around the boxes, Shuey in the open, and Simple's got the shot. Never a doubt, really, and that's why FaZe have got him in the squad.
So calm, so composed, and you could see him just hunting Shuey down. Quick first shot misses, but after that, it's just a game, a chess match of how you position and dance around the boxes you're afforded. And Simple's just so ready to outposition Shuey on that final peak. Admirable defense put up from Naf. He did everything. But right at the end, swings out into the open. Prime shot for Simple, and a beautiful clutch. Tell you what, Ultimate's up on the other side, hasn't been able to get going on the CT side. I don't know if I've seen him have a good look just yet.
Well, that round, it catalyzed a comeback here for FaZe. It has to.
Well, this is the round. Look at the buy from Team Liquid. Weapons look great. Everything behind the weapons look horrible. Minute and 20 seconds. You've got 3 smokes of flashbang to work with. Some nades are going to be stockpiled.
Some smoke it up. ერთი დააგდეს. უტილიტიში მაგრად უჭირს სიტის.
No early casualties. Under a minute left and still 10 players alive on the server in round 20. Smoke starting to fade away at top mid, and we'll see FaZe move into position now with flashes thrown out to take brackets. Here's Shuei in the arches. Realizes that smoke. It's going to be for the line three, so he steps into the open. It's a double from Shuei. Great step up from the Liquid leader, and now with 25 seconds left, the bomb is making its play toward the B-bomb site, and there's still 2 CTs here.
Yeah, Liquid know exactly what's coming. That's the most obvious B-split setup ever. Simple trades it off, but you don't expect nerds. Free kill, even though he missed the initial tap.
Hey, half price.
Yeah, we're fine. Skulls, last left in a 1v3, but he's got no time for this. 12-8 is the scoreline. Team Liquid, 4 opportunities to close out this series. Deliver a loss to FaZe to start IEM Dallas, take to victory for yourself.
თავის საქმეს აკეთებს იდეალურად, ენქორის ანუ ენქორი რაც არა იდეალურად თამაშობს. საპორტია და ენქორია. საპორტს და ენქორს ვერ გექნება მაგხელა იმპაქტი რომ გამოჩნდეს.
To cover off the library, which would still allow a peek out of the arches. Gets a move on.
The missed first bullet. It got me. It made me chuckle.
Yeah, it definitely looked free.
Well, speaking of looking free, you've got a final round to win the series. You have a full buy going up against a Galil. 3 tech 9s and a P250. So not quite free, but about as free as you can get to win a series.
არის, უნდა დადგე და იდგე. ყველაზე ბოლო უნდა გადადიოდე როტაციაზე და ყველაზე კარგად უნდა იყენებდე utility side-ზე რა. Are takes smoke ხა. რაღაც გიშვი.
3-man defensive setup here for Liquid as the execute waits on it for FaZe. It's Kerrigan charging forward, and that Tech 9 erupts to the head of Shuei. The multi-kill for him this time. Instead, it's the Canadians combining for 3 kills. We've got Simple and Elise trying to fight forward for FaZe as that plant is coming in. Once again.
It's a strong duo in a clutch. I'm not going to lie to you. Simple and Elige. Those are big names going up against you. You got Twist, Ultimate, and Nerds to try and break in through this, and Twist going to wrap around through brackets.
And it would be a big time for Elige to step up. Has always been quiet so far throughout this series. He's going to wait in the pit. He's got the better weapon. Simple's in the sight. They're letting Twist move up. Take space, it's short. Dead from the pit. Elige with that first kill. Simple in the sight. It's all on Simple again, and he drops into the smoke. Time's the problem here for Liquid. There's not enough of it, and Simple hunts down that final kill.
Okay, guys, I have dual call now. You guys ready?
Oh, go back to
I'm ready.
Go back to Kerrigan. Go back to Kerrigan. Oh.
We can't listen to the call, Jason. We just have to wait at the edge of our seats.
Back-to-back post plants for Simple, and he delivers in both of them. Fantastic work. Shuei gets beat on the off angle with a flashbang, so Twist has got to pick up the pieces, disjoints the defense, makes it that much less effective. 12-9, and Team Liquid play conservative with the money. No games, just a full-blown save. Give yourself the best buy in the next round.
Not the Star Frozen would have liked. No damage done as well.
Oh, he got hungry. He heard that dink come out from the USP. Swung hard for that kill. Can't really blame him. But after the initial kill, it goes the other direction for the moment.
Not like this. Oh, there we go. 5-7. Finally put in the ground. He's always making it scary. But they get into the site, and I guess the call was hit the B-bomb site.
Yeah, nice rush to the B-bomb site.
I have a great call. Revolutionary. Maybe it's for a later round.
It was for vibes. It's a nice joke to throw into a tense situation.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a great call, guys. We're going to rush B.
What do you got, Kerrigan? What are you cooking?
Everyone perks up.
Rush B.
Okay, this round going to be a little bit faster. I heard something about Insta. I heard the word fast.
Line up fast.
Here we go, 12-10. Liquid back into the buy after saving with just pistols. AWP in the hands of Ultimate, but has been quiet. Hasn't had a whole lot of rounds, hasn't had a whole lot of kills with the AWP that have changed the nature of the game. And no AWP for Simple on the T side. AK in hand with 21 kills.
აუ იმას რა მოხდა?
So throw that smoke halfway up banana.
21-12 აქვს იმპლას რა გიშია.
Some utility to follow in behind it. Ultimate was peeking down middle.
მაინც ხოძია ბებერი არა?
Just as the peek came in from Elige. And the FaZe 2 rounds in a row required for overtime. There's a very quick execute here. Coming in towards the A site, Elige. He runs through top middle. Now down after one, Elige is starting to light up the scoreboard now. And they're into the site. Twist retreating into the bomb site itself, and all of his teammates are gone.
Bomb's dropped all the way back at T-spawn, so that might get a little bit weird. This round still has a lot to play out. Twist hiding inside the site. Here's the footsteps at the entrance. That's simple, but this is taking his gaze away from Elige. Oh, missed shot, but he gets the conversion.
No way. He could dig him out of the hole, but Broken stays alive inside of the site. Shuey turns up. And just enough to close it out. Liquid let out a roar as they take their opening win here at the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2025. This story was all about the return of Simple.
Ну რავი, რაღაც საინტერესო იყო მაინც, მაგრამ უკეთესად მეგონა რომ ითამაშებდნენ რატომღაც.
This is a beautiful look Liquid with Shuhei now that they've actually got some time with him putting things together, and you can have a lot more confidence down the stretch in this Liquid.
თითქოს ძალიან დააგვიანა. მოკლედ წმენდა წავედი და შემოგერთები შემდეგ FaZe-ის თამაშთან, რა ქვია, ფინალზე ნახევარფინალზე რაღაც ეგეც გავხსნა,
coming in here into the server after some X amount of days absentee.